Hey guys, this is a timeless general message for the collective. It is not a one-on-one reading. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. If this message does not resonate with you, please feel free to check our other readings on this channel. If you would like a personal reading, please email me at isla3ofcups@gmail.com. Hey guys, it's Isla from 3 of Cups Tarot. I am here with a pick a card about what type of shadow work the Spirit wants you to do. I have 4 decks, as seems to be usual now, and they are covered with 4 separate crystals. We have Solidite for our first deck. We have Bahia Amethyst for our second deck. We have Honey Calcite for our third deck. And then we have Ocean Jasper for our last deck. Hi Group 1. So you chose our piece of raw or rough Solidite. So let's see what type of shadow work we need to work on. We're going to start with our oracle cards first. You have Aries, Taurus, and the 9th house. Ooh. Act, cultivate, exploration. You are very confident. Maybe a little too confident? For some reason, this Aries is drawing me in. It's like a stubborn confidence I'm getting. But at the same time, I think you are kind of stuck in one way of thinking, one way of doing something, and you're being called to explore a little more. Not just doing something different. You're being called to explore the reasonings behind your confidence and is it warranted? Let me get some tarot clarification because Six of Swords inverse, 6 of Wands inverse. Huh. 3 of Wands. 8 of Swords. Queen of Wands inverse. Page of Wands. And Page of Pentacles. Alright. Let's start from the beginning with our Aries. We have 6 of Swords and 6 of Wands. Which is fascinating that we have 6 and 6. You, for some reason, you might have an ego problem. This guy right here really thinks that the leaves falling are cheering him on. They are not, unfortunately. They are just leaves falling. Things are desolate. He has made himself a wreath. There's an element of delusion going on. And because of your delusion, you're stuck where you are. I'm still getting the image of a rut here. You're stuck where you are because you are the delusion that you have reached the pinnacle. You have accomplished something, when in reality you really kind of haven't yet. I feel like this is an ego check read here. Because with cultivate, I have 3 of Wands inverse and 8 of Swords. Our Amen corner is back. Yes, you are literally keeping your own mind bound. You can't cultivate anything new because you're just like this 3 of Wands inverse. This is the deck, Tarot Oppositions, by the way. It's a very interesting deck. Once again, we have somebody drawing in the dirt. You may be an earth sign. I would probably check out our bi-monthly earth reading that we did. But yeah, you have these delusions of grandeur are keeping you trapped in your rut. But the thing is that you aren't aware that you're in a rut. You think you've made it. You think that you basically are it on a cracker. Think that Spirit's calling you to kind of check that. Because with the Explore, I'm not necessarily getting the Explore bigger, better places. I'm getting the instance that you need to explore within yourself. Is that ego warranted? Because in this last row, we have the Queen of Wands inverse. And she is the controlling spark of creation gone negative. You're not going to be able to create anything new. Even though by this Page of Wands upright, you have the desire. You want to do something new. But for some reason, you're stuck in a rut. In fact, you may be creatively blocked if you're creatively inclined. You may be creatively blocked because you're in that rut and you think that you've accomplished all that you can accomplish. And so you're at this Page of Pentacles phase where you're focusing on the negative part because this Page of Pentacles is inverse. You're focusing on the wrong thing. You're focusing inward. You need to look outward. Because this guy is focusing on the coin in the book versus looking at what the coin can do for him. I keep hearing fake it till you make it. In this case, this is not faking it. You have crossed the line into ego. And I'm thinking they're telling you to get this ego in check. Explore within yourself. Yeah, act, cultivate, exploration, very much so. And with all the swords imagery, this is all about your creativity. This is all about the way you think. And there is a dangerous chance that you could vacillate wildly towards the delusion that this is it. This is as far as you go. And that's not where we are. Right. I pulled from my Angelarium for advice. And I have the Angel of Silence. You can learn a lot from being quiet. You can learn a whole lot about yourself by sitting in silence and doing some introspection. This guy is not at all introspective in our Six of Wands here. He's looking around him. He believes that everything is in his favor. And that's not necessarily a bad outlook to have, but he's gone as far as to make his own wreath. Versus our Six of Wands, who is getting acclaim. He is getting accolades. His accolades come from a legitimate place, but look how he's treating it. It is something that he has earned, and he is very much introspective. He's gone through a lot of work to get there. Have you really done the work to warrant that? I think that's the question that you need to ask yourself. And by doing that, you're going to need to be a little quiet. Not only in your own, when you're interacting with people, because I feel like you may run a conversation as if you have to tell someone how awesome you are. I think it's time to be quiet. It's time to be quiet and go in. Let's see where that came from. Is it something that you learned to do as a defense mechanism and it kind of got out of control? Or is it something that you have a natural inclination to do and you just need to have better control over it? These are all important questions. These are the main questions that your shadow work is going to consist of. And it is not comfortable. Shadow work is not comfortable. But I promise you, on the other end, you'll come out a better, more balanced person. Although, I'm going to be honest, you may end up having to apologize to some people. Because you may realize in this introspection that you've been treating some people pretty badly. But you got this. You can do this. As uncomfortable as it is. Alright, pile 1. I think that is all I have for you for the moment. If you would like to stay for the next piles, you are welcome to. You can cross-watch. You can email me here for a personal reading if you'd like to go a little more in depth. So I will see you guys later. Bye. Hi, Group 2. You picked this really nice piece of Bahia Amethyst. And let's see what type of shadow work Spirit would like us to work on today. Let's start with the Oracle cards. And I'm using the Star Codes Astro again. Ah, I remember what order these were. Do you have confidence issues? That spawn from a home life? You have trouble leading, you have trouble going out in public. You desperately want to be a Leo. You may even at times kind of present yourself as the in charge person who knows what's going on. But are you though? I think that's the question at hand. Let's see. Strength. And 7 of Swords. Your words carry weight. Interesting. You may even have a gift with words, but you're not confident in that gift. Let's see some more about progressions, journey. Nope, well, got 8 of Cups. You have moved on from something, which means in your shadow work, you are making progress. You are knowing how to walk away because you are dropping the key to your past life instead of clutching at that key desperately and going back to broken and damaged vessels. You're leaving things behind, but they aren't broken and damaged anymore. When you walk away from something, you don't have to damage it to understand I'm no longer required to interact or I'm no longer required to be here. It's fascinating. For Hearth, we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles inverse. Ooh. You're cultivating this gift of speech. And in fact, you are learning to control your emotions, which very good. A lot of people do not do that. However, you are easily sidetracked on focusing on the wrong things. We need to work on that. We need to work on your confidence and not focusing on the wrong things at the wrong times. Because you have a gift here. You have the strength in your words. You are gifted with your words. You could influence people. And there are a lot of good things going on here. You're learning how to not emotionally damage people. You're not trying to stick around emotionally damaged people. In fact, you're moving on to better places. I think we just need to work on your priorities. Is it really worth it to get into that fight at work? Yes, you may be right, but does it matter in the end? That type of thing. Are you just alienating people that way? There's this fine line between gaining confidence and picking unnecessary battles, even though you have the ability, the vocal ability, the mental ability, and the emotional control to win it. Does it really help you to win it? I feel like this is more of a tactical shadow work. You're in the process of your journey. You're making great strides. You're not quite confident in how far you've come, but you've come a long way. I think because when I see this fire is really, really drawing me in on Hearth, and while it's usually about home, I have the feeling it's more of you're finding your confidence slowly but surely. You still need to work on it, but you're finding it. That spark has occurred. Now you have to learn how to be tactical about what you focus that fire towards. Because you could do some damage if you're not careful. And I think the Spirit wants you to be aware that you're making such great progress, it doesn't want you to mess up by focusing on the wrong thing and tripping you up and setting you back several steps. So let's see what advice they have for you. Again, I'm using the Angelarium Oracle cards. Isfal, the Angel of Song. He is all about not only singing your own song and going your own path. He knows when it is his time to sing. He knows when it is his time to play his trumpet for everyone to hear. And it goes back into picking and choosing your battles. Once again, we got fire again. There's an internal fire. He has a lot of, honestly, hot air he could blow, and he could make that trumpet sound super loud. But he waits, because he knows when it is his time to sound off, he is going to make one of the biggest impacts. And that is you. The advice is to take a page from the Angel of Song. You have your sheet music. There are rests there. It is okay to rest. You do not have to sing and fight and get into things with everyone that comes along the way, even though you could win. We have to work on focusing that fire. We have to work on focusing on the right thing and in the right moment to sing. But otherwise, I think you are really good. Good job. I think it's more of a tweaking of what you're already working on. Keep up the good work, and just remember, every fight is not yours to fight, even though you could. Alright, group 2, I think that is it for what I have for you. Hopefully that resonated with you. Hopefully that was pretty good advice to help you along your way. You can do this. You're already doing it. You're already making great progress from what I can see. If you need more clarification, something more in depth, you are welcome to do so. This is my email right here. If you would like a personal reading, we are more than happy to help you. But that is it for this one for you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye. Hey group 3, you picked this really lovely piece of honey calcite. So let's see what type of shadow work we need to work on. Let's start with my Star Codes Astro Oracle. Oh, okay. 4th house home. House Athena. Inuncole? I am sorry, I need to look up how to pronounce that in Latin. It's the root. And then North Node, your future. Where you're headed, really. You have something in your childhood you need to deal with. Something that you are trying to actively fight against and bury. Yes, it's definitely from childhood. I feel like it's gonna pop up again in your future if you don't deal with it. Let me get my tarot because I have suspicions. Yeah, 4 of Swords inverse. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles inverse. Seven of Pentacles upright, though. Right, you suffer a lot in silence here. In fact, to such an extent that it comes out in your everyday life, so you don't really necessarily play well with others. And you don't have to be suffering like this. But that's what shadow work is for. We're going to get to the root of this. Four of Pentacles in inverse. You are looking at the wrong things. You're clutching to the wrong things. What are you? You get into a lot of fights. A lot of verbal altercations with someone. And then we're back to the 8 of Pentacles again. You like getting in these fights. Is that really helping you? Like, seriously, like, you are working hard on making sure you know exactly what to say, but it's all about the wrong subject. Are we looking at a case of neglect? You get into fights because you feel that if people are only going to pay attention to you in a negative sense, you might as well give them a reason to pay attention to you in a negative sense. Yeah. Because you got attention by saying things, running your mouth off in a negative way when you were younger. And at least, even if you were left out, forgotten, you at least got attention. Let's see what future. 4 of Cups upright. You on some level are aware of this emotional baggage. In fact, you're very conscious of it. And you know that it's not necessarily going to help you in the future. King of Pentacles inverse. Seven of Wands upright. King of Wands inverse. So the Palace Athena can also be about father figures. And I get the impression, especially from our last row here, that you're fighting desperately not to become the person you perceive as giving you the worst time in your childhood. You don't want to become like them. And that is admirable. You always want to be better than your parents were, so that we can continually make things better, not only for your children, but for the world in general. So, if you know anything about your Greek mythology, Athena and Zeus were not the best, did not have the best relationship. And, I mean, she literally came like bursting forth from her dad's head, like fully grown and armored, ready for a fight, might I add. Which I feel like you are always ready for a fight. And I don't know about, you could be ready for a physical fight. You probably got into quite a few fights just to get their attention. And you're desperate to not be like him or them. You're desperate not to be like your father figure. However, until you deal with your sense of neglect, the fact that you have the habit of anytime anything triggers that feeling of neglect, that feeling of somebody's forgotten about me, doesn't matter if it's at work, doesn't matter if it's at home, you go off. You head out like this Knight of Swords. You straight up head out. You plan, and then you strike. Because you know that person then has to focus completely on you while you are fussing, berating. You need to deal with this. The root problem is that feeling of neglect. It is okay to get some therapy. It is very helpful in going back and digging up things, because it's an outside person that is looking in. There is potential here. You already know that you're aware. Emotionally, you have kind of started to connect the dots yourself. And that's why you are desperately trying to make sure that you do not end up like the person you felt always left you out in the cold. But you are focusing, once again, on the wrong problem, and you're just trying to fix the surface problems. You're not fixing the root problems, which is, to be blunt, your neglect issues and your mouth. So let's see what type of advice I have going on here for you from my Angel Orium. I like that deck. It's to the point. I have Saquel, Angel of Sky, which is very true. Emotionally, to a certain degree, you are very barren. And what few emotions you allow yourself to feel, you are aware of them. I think what this is actually asking you to do is rise above it. You have to rise above it and look down on it for what it is. You have to rise above so that you can see where the roots are going, what's happening. If you stay on ground level, it's kind of hard to see where all the roots are going. Sometimes it's easier if you get above everything or get help. There is no shame in getting help. That's where the trained therapist could come in, a psychiatrist. Look above and say, okay, it seems like you are upset that relates to A, B, C, and D. That is their job. Shadow work does not have to just be you and yourself alone. You can go get help. That counts as shadow work too. And there is no shame in that. And also understand, if if this father figure is still alive and in your life, you are doing this for you. You cannot force them to change. As much as that might make life so much easier and make your change easier, you can't do this expecting that your change will change them, because it won't. If they made the decision to change because they see you change, great. If they have already started to change, great. But do this for you. Do this for your future, your family, your mental well-being. And when you come out on the other end, it may be rough on the way through, because when you go back to your childhood, a lot of things will probably come up. But when you come out on the other end, you will feel way more confident about not repeating the same mistakes. Alright, group 3, I think that's what I have for you. A little heavy. Didn't expect to go that far back in time. May not be that far back. I do not know. Hopefully this was able to be helpful. I saw that you do kind of see what's going on, but you can't quite connect the dots. Hopefully this helps you connect the dots a little bit. If you need anything more in depth, a more in-depth reading, we are happy to help you. I'm happy to help you. This is my email here. But otherwise, that is it for now. If you would like to continue watching to the 4th and final deck, you are welcome to. If not, if this was too much and you had to go away, it's okay. I will see you guys later. Bye. Alright, Pal 4, you chose this piece of lovely striated ocean jasper. I love those. All those striations in there. It's just gorgeous. Let's see what shadow work we need to work on. Oh, we got 2 cards this time. Neptune Vision, expand your vision. Maybe you're shooting too low. Maybe you're underestimating what you can do. Let's see. Got a Page of Cups inverse. A 5 of Swords. Interesting. What are you faking? Like you're trying to make somebody believe you're something that you're not. Yep. Moon inverse. Yep. There's some sort of illusion, maybe delusion going on. I don't know where you go. And okay, so High Priestess, Empress inverse, Queen of Pentacles inverse, and the Lovers inverse. Goodness. All right. All right, Pal 4. I'm getting heavy implications of there's some sort of delusion going on here, because I do think it is self-delusion. You do have the vision to expand, to better yourself, go farther in life. However, you are cutting yourself short because you are not looking at things as the way they actually are. You're not following your higher instincts. You're not really producing anything. Even your partnerships are from a place of what can I get out of it? And that's not good. You need to expand your horizons as far as your views of yourself. Because I feel like you've had this fake it till you make it concept that has gotten you to a certain extent, but it won't take you any farther. Honesty is what's going to take you to the next level. And right now you've trapped yourself in your own illusion, your own delusion. You're ignoring the part of your brain that's going, technically, even though we do know a little HTML, we really can't code. But you're trying to work your way into that position that's not going to get you anywhere. And really you're in it to try and get something. Which, don't get me wrong, work is about a equal exchange. But if they find out that you actually don't know what you say that you know, you're not going to expand anywhere. In fact, that can get you blacklisted for certain places. So let's not stay trapped in this moon inverse. We don't want to stay there. Because we want to have a prosperous, love life. We want a prosperous work life. You want to be the Queen of Pentacles upright, where you know what to do with your money. You're getting money on a regular basis and you use it wisely. You want to have positive partnerships. In fact, you want to have a good glass of wine without having to worry about that weird, vinegary taste because you can only afford the cheaper stuff. And that's great. That is called having a goal. Being delusional is called taking that same glass of wine and trying to have the flowers cover up that vinegary smell. And then trying to act like so that people see when they look at you that you're drinking something expensive. That is the difference between delusion and shooting for something higher. I think this is more of a warning that you need to do some deep inner looking to make sure that you aren't falling into that delusion trap. And I feel like you're falling into it more often than not, which is why this warning is very succinct and to the point. You need to expand your inner vision as well as your outer vision and understand that innerly you aren't seeing things as they are. Let's see what type of advice, aside from tapping into your higher intuition, because I feel like your intuition is being ignored. Because when you tap into your intuition, it tells you that this isn't right. But you get the illusion that you're getting what you want at the end of the day. So you ignore that. In fact, you may even sell a good game. You probably are pretty good with your words. Let's see what type of advice. Haha! Ramel, Angel of Visions. Yes. This is about what's reoccurring imagery that's on all of these, which is drawing my attention. Everything is in a weird state of desolation. Nothing is green and lush here. Nothing is green and lush here. She is literally in a cave in darkness. The moon, everything is dead. The Page of Cups, everything is dead. Now the Five of Swords, while everything's not dead, it's not really a great place. It's pretty muddy. And there's puddles everywhere. Not great, but not horrible. What's interesting is in the advice for Angel of Visions, there is greenery beyond the desolation. So almost as if you can expand your vision to see the green by looking through the delusion that you've created. You have to see through and kind of like dispel the delusion of being farther along than you are in order to get to the green, in order to get to the prosperity, in order to get to where you actually want to go. You have to be honest about where you are. And right now you're not being honest about where you are. In fact, fake it till you make it is only good for certain situations. It's not good for every situation. Especially in places of work. Because if they find out that you lied on your resume, you won't have that job for very long. So you'll be back in the desolation trying to fight for money. That's not going to help you. So let's clear up our vision so we can get to the green pastures. Let's do the work. And actually, start making a step so that you don't have to act anymore. That is actually who you are. In fact, your delusion could be about changing the world, but you can't change yourself first. Neptune is about changes that you would make on a grand scale, things that shake up problems. And if you can't shake up yourself and wake yourself up, you can forget about the rest of the world. Alright, group 4, I think that's all I have for you. I do think that you have this. It may take a little bit, but I have the utmost confidence that you can do this. And then, when this comes out again for you in the future, it'll be because you've successfully done it. Well, that is it. If you'd like a more in-depth reading, you can contact me here. And that is actually, you were my last pile. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.